Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name's Josh Hall. This is the Doghouse Racing League Tuesday Night Truck Series. Tonight's race is the Group 6 Interactive 90 here at Dover International Speedway here on iRacing. We are at the Monster Mile getting ready for 90 heart-pounding laps around this 1 mile tough concrete oval here in Dover, Delaware. Let's take a look at the track information. See that very familiar oval-shaped track there, just over a mile, 1.02. But the main story is the track is concrete, making it extremely slick, as well as the banking. This track is very unique as far as how the track actually drives, and we'll get into that in just a moment as we take a look at the leaderboard. Currently up at the top of the leaderboard is the 13 of Chris Leftwich. Jonathan Jennings, Tyler Millette, Justin McMahon, and Mike Leftwich round out your top 5 currently in practice. Take a look at our points coming into tonight. See, Adam Gardner is taking over the points lead over Jonathan Jennings with his win last week. Justin McMahon jumps up into the 3rd position. Kevin O'Powell and Ricky Williams round out your top 5. Daniel Wilkerson up in the 6th. Steve Gerber, Gary Clune, Christopher Simon, Michael Dow, and Daniel Wilkerson, Steve Gerber, Gary Clune, Christopher Simon, and Michael Dow round out your top 10. Trying to go a little further deeper into the pack there, but so Adam Gardner's win last week propels him up to the top of the leaderboard. We'll see how Adam Gardner does here tonight. He said that this isn't really one of his favorite tracks, as we see him currently 14th on the speed charts. We saw one truck that looked like the 10 bouncing off the wall right in front of him. Jonathan Jennings, though, currently 2nd on the speed charts. And Dover is a very unique track. Mostly because of the banking. See, Jonathan Jennings, one of the fastest drivers all season long, having some issues there getting into the corner. What's unique about it is the elevation change, and you don't really talk about elevation on ovals unless you're talking about like North Wilkesboro or whatnot. But the turns here are banked at 24 degrees, and the straightaways are at 9 degrees. But if we ride along here with Steve Gerber, you can see as you come up the corner, you actually come up the hill. It's almost just like a roller coaster. As you go down into the corner, you're literally going down the hill into the corner, and that can really upset the trucks on entry. And off of the corner, as the trucks get really, really light up off the corner right there, you can hear the revs of the truck actually increase as they come up off the corner and get onto the throttle. We'll listen right here. So that can make it very difficult for these drivers here, as the trucks are really loaded up into the corner. They compress down into the corner, but as they come off the corner, they're very, very loose. So watch for turns 2 and turns 4 to both be extreme trouble spots here tonight as the race goes on. See the 20 of Justin McMahon right out in front of the 8 of Steve Gerber. Justin McMahon with that Group 6 Interactive paint job, who is our race sponsor here tonight. Group 6 Interactive is a full-service digital marketing agency serving clients in Rutland, Vermont, and beyond. Group 6 Interactive puts a diverse team of experts at your disposal for all your branding and marketing needs. We can assist with web development, graphic design, pay-per-click advertising, website design, content marketing, and anything else you need to boost your online presence. Visit www.groupinteractive.com or group6interactive.com for more details. And there will be a link down below in the description. I apologize I did not put that there yet. So if you're currently tuned in live and looking at that, you're not going to find it, but we'll get that for you up there in just a moment. Another driver out there making some laps, currently sitting in 9th on the speed charts. That is Gary Clune. He's slowing down, taking his way down onto this tricky pit road as well. So see Chris Leftwich just coming off of pit road. Pit road's going to be a challenge under green for these drivers as well, because as you saw the elevation change coming off the corner and into the corner, these drivers have to slow down from 160 miles an hour to just 40 miles an hour to make their way down pit road. So it's going to be a challenge for these drivers all night long. So we have about 5 seconds left here in practice. Qualifying has now come to an end. Or, I'm sorry, practice has now come to an end, and we get ready for qualifying. Let's see who our first drivers are to hit the racetrack here tonight. Looks like the 22 of Gary Armillo, one of those first drivers out there tonight, and we've gotten that updated now. So now the race sponsor is down below in the description. Tyler Millette also coming off of pit road right now in the 94 machine. Armillo, first driver to take the green flags. He makes his way down into turns 1 and 2. Well, I take that back. Armillo just coming off of turn number 4. Oh, catches the wall off of turn number 4. Comes across the stripe sideways, but that is unfortunately going to not count for his qualifying lap, as Chris Leftwich now up to the top of the board. Millette through turns 1 and 2. See that truck yacht out there through the corner. That's one way to make a lot of speed here at Dover. And right down onto that, well, it's not really a line, but the color change in the pavement between the concrete and the asphalt. Tyler Millette currently goes 3rd fastest. We see Chris Leftwich up on top on the pole. Currently, Jonathan Jennings in 2nd. Here's Jess McMahon on his 2nd lap, making his way through 1 and 2 for the final time. Off of turn number 4, and McMahon is going to stay P6 for the moment. Here's Richard DeClure. And that 117 machine just took the green flag down into turns 3 and 4. Comes across the stripe, and Leclerc is going to go P12 on his first lap. See if he's able to improve that here on his 2nd lap, getting right down on that border of the apron, trying to get as much speed as he can and take the shortest way around the track that he can. Through turns 3 and 4. Down to the stripe. And Richard Leclerc is going to stay there in that 12th position. So we're seeing that a lot here tonight. The 2nd lap, not quite as quick as the 1st lap, as Jeffrey Engel makes his way down into turns 3 and 4. And Engel's 2nd lap is going to keep him there in the 16th position. Just a few drivers left to make their qualifying attempts, including Kevin Brown, Ricky Williams, and Eddie Rivers, the last 3 drivers left to qualify, with just over a minute left here. And I don't think anybody's going to be getting out onto track with that little amount of time left. So that should do it for qualifying here tonight. Of course, we want to thank all of our great partners here at Intensity Broadcast, including Race EPI. For all your iRacing setups and coaching needs, visit raceepi.com. Of course, our website over at intensityracing.com. You can check out all our great merch, as well as Atliatman Weiss' racing merch as well, and a couple other drivers we have listed there as well. You can check that all out at intensityracing.com. Also, don't forget to check out our great partners over at Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is an established and well-known leader in haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. The patented design makes them incredibly accurate, powerful, and virtually indestructible. The Gamer Plus is a new and upgraded sim racing haptic that reproduces immersive, accurate, powerful sim racing, flight sim, and gaming effects. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out what's right for you. Visit thebuttkicker.com. Of course, we also want to thank our great race sponsor here tonight, which is Group6 Interactive. Group6 Interactive is a full-service digital marketing agency servicing clients in Rutland, Vermont, and beyond. Group6 Interactive puts a diverse team of experts at your disposal for all your branding and marketing needs. We can assist with web development, graphic design, pay-per-click advertising, website design, content marketing, and anything else you need to boost your online presence. Visit www.group6interactive.com for more details. Of course, there is a link down below in the description, so check out our race sponsor if you're looking for any kind of online marketing help. They're there at your disposal. All right, trucks are getting lined up. Let's take a look at our starting grid. Starting with Chris Leftwich, your pole sitter tonight. Jonathan Jennings going to start from position number 2. Row 2 will find the 94 of Tyler Millette with Steve Gerber in the 4th position. Then Adam Gardner and Justin McMahon round out row number 3. Christopher Simon in the 35. He'll roll off from the 7th position with Gary Clune in the 11th, having a great start in 8th. Kevin Powell rolls off 9th with Mike Leftwich rounding out the top 10. Then we'll find Daniel Wilkerson in the 78 back in 11th and Richard Leclerc back in the 12th spot. 13th is Kevin Hayes with Michael Dow in the 50 from position 14. Back in row 8, Mark Dumont and Jeffrey Engel, with Ricky Montgomery in the 2 and Mike Samia in the 18th position. 19th will be the 10 of Ricky Williams with Kevin Brown rolling off from the 20th position. Eddie Rivers in the 21st spot and Gary Amio back in the final 22nd position here tonight. We see the pace car getting ready to roll. Trucks make their way out onto the racetrack and we get ready for 90 heart-pumping laps here at the Monster Mile. And we look for an exciting race tonight. Now, the Doghouse Racing League is known for its clean racing, but I would not be surprised to see a couple cautions here tonight, as this track is a challenging track for sure. And Miles the Monster can reach out and bite any of these drivers at any time. Chris Leftwich leads the pack down into turns 3 and 4 behind the pace car. Pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. And Leftwich will lead him to the green flag in that West Virginia University machine. And green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Dover. Side by side down into turn number 1. Leftwich with the advantage down on the low side. Jennings trying to get a run up on the high side as they come off turn number 2 for the first time. And we see Jennings up into the wall just a little bit of smoke off the right side of that truck. Going to break his momentum, and Chris Leftwich is going to take over the lead on the first lap, and he's going to lead the first lap here tonight at Dover. A little further back, we see Christopher Simon just got around the 93 of Kevin Powell. Further back, you've got another battle shaping up here, side by side. Mark Dumont side by side with the 211 of Kevin Hayes. As they continue to run side by side, right behind we see Ricky Williams and Ricky Montgomery side by side. So battle of the Rickies back here. As neither driver is really able to make anything happen. And now we see the 44 of Mike Samia underneath the 211 of Kevin Hayes. And he's trying to dispatch that machine. And Samia is going to take over the 16th position. Our points leader, Adam Gardner, currently has Christopher Simon all over the back bumper. He's trying to chase down the 20 of Justin McMahon, who's having a little bit of a connection issue right now. We saw a little blink out of that 20 machine. Hopefully that clears up for him pretty quickly as they go down the back stretch. Christopher Leftwich continues to lead over Jonathan Jennings, who now has Tyler Millette looking all over the back bumper, trying to take over that second spot. And then Steve Gerber right there as well before a bit of a break between Gerber and McMahon. Christopher Simon was just taking a look down underneath Adam Gardner there for a second, but ends up tucking back in line. Simon running a little bit higher line there through turns 1 and 2. Another driver just kissed the wall coming down the backstretch, which we'll see a lot of that here tonight. It's really easy to slide up the track a little bit and catch that wall ever so slightly. Now Jennings has Tyler Millette right there on the back bumper, trying to make a move as Chris Leftwich continues to pull away. Simon now taking a look down underneath Gardner. This is a battle for the 6th position as Gardner's trapped up on the high side, and he's just going to get freight trained as here comes the 93 of Kevin Powell. Looking down to the inside, Mike Leftwich also going to make a move right on by. Gardner's going to lose 3 positions in one lap as Gary Clune now takes a look down at the 56, but Gardner throws a bit of a block there to keep that 11 machine behind him. Another battle back here. We see Mike Dow underneath Samia, trying to take over that 14th position. With Ricky Williams right there behind, also trying to get around Samia. Samia trapped up on that high side. We're going to see that all night long. Drivers get stuck up on that high side, and they just get freight trained backwards. Much like we used to see at Martinsville and Bristol. As Samia tries to push himself down to the bottom, he's got to tuck down in front of Kevin Hayes, and right behind Kevin Brown, working the high side of Hayes. As they go 3 wide for a moment. Brown thought better of it though, backs out of it. Now he's going to try to make a move. Nope, here comes Samia taking a look down to the inside of Hayes, but just not able to make that move happen. A little further up, we see Steve Gerber. He's got Justin McMahon right here on the inside taking a look. But just a look, not quite close enough to make the move. Now this time Gerber is going to give McMahon the inside lane, and he's easily going to take over that 4th position. Jonathan Jennings now pulling away from Tyler Millette a little bit. Millette's fallen back to 0.3 of a second behind. His last time by, Chris Leftwich was still about 0.2 of a second quicker than the 91 of Jennings, but could Leftwich be just burning his tires off a little quick right now? as he's out in front. In that clean air, but doesn't mean that that's not going to hurt his tires, as he could be burning them off, and Jennings could be saving a little bit here as tire wear will be premium on this concrete surface. A little further back, Christopher Simon trying to get around the 8 of Steve Gerber. He's been loitering on that back bumper for quite a few laps. Now he's going to take a look down to the inside, and Gerber's going to, again, just going to let him drive right on by. So Gerber knows that his tires are starting to go away. He's starting to slide back lap after lap, currently back in the 6th position. Meanwhile, Kevin Hayes looking down to the inside of Mark Dumont. This is a battle for 14th and 15th. Hayes just not able to clear the 117 of Leclerc. Now he's going to get around Leclerc. As Kevin Brown, some contact. Kevin Brown contact with, I believe that was Mark Dumont. Yes, it was Dumont in the 114. Somehow both drivers were able to hold on to it and keep them rolling forward, as here comes Justin McMahon taking a look down to the inside of Tyler Millette, and McMahon's going to move himself up into the 3rd position. So that Group 6 machine currently rolling forward up into the 3rd position. Jonathan Jennings still sits back in 2nd. He is just about a half a second behind the 13 of Chris Leftwich. Last time by, Jennings was 0.2 of a second quicker than Leftwich, so just as I suspected, Chris Leftwich might have been burning off his tires a little bit. As we come to complete lap number 20. Bobby Anderson on the YouTube says would love to join this league. If you look up Doghouse Racing League on iRacing, you should be able to find them, and I believe they are still currently taking drivers in. So I also have a Facebook page at Doghouse Racing League, so you can check out both those to try to hook up with Daniel Wilkerson. He runs the league, and he'd be able to point you in the right direction. As Jennings slowly reeling in the 13 of Leftwich. As what was just a half a second gap a few laps ago, last time by, Jonathan Jennings was still 0.2 of a second quicker on Chris Leftwich. Leftwich continues to try to keep that 91 machine at bay behind, as you saw Leftwich just catch that wall just a little bit. He's kissed that outside wall a few times here tonight, but not enough to do any damage to that 91 machine. Jennings was just trying to take a look by, but was not able to stick the nose down underneath. Take a look at that right rear side. Yeah, he's kissed the wall a couple times, but not enough to do any damage. See, the right side of that truck is still clean as he takes a look down to the inside of Chris Leftwich. And he gets around the 13 machine to take over the lead. This is the first lead change of the race. On lap number 25, Eddie Rivers having some issues. Looks like Eddie Rivers is trying to make his way down onto pit road. Oh, and stuffed it into the barrels. Barrel rolls. Has to reset. Tough break for Eddie Rivers. Remember, these drivers do not have resets. Most iRacing leagues have one reset where if you make a mistake and have an accident, you can reset and get a brand new truck. These drivers do not have this option here in the Doghouse Racing League. So unfortunately for Eddie Rivers, any damage he just sustained, he would have to get fixed or retire from the race. And unfortunately, a lick like that into the barrels on the pit road usually indicates the end of your race. As I mentioned earlier, pit road is incredibly difficult to get onto here at Dover International Speedway. You're carrying such speed on the racetrack, 160, 170 miles an hour. And then you have to slow down to 40 miles an hour on the pit road. Especially with the banking going from concrete on the asphalt, these trucks do not like that. It's really easy to do exactly what we just saw Eddie Rivers do, and that's stuff it into the barrels on the end of pit road. We've seen the professionals do that. Matt Kenseth's done that before, stuffing the car into the barrels, trying to get on pit road here. So Eddie Rivers was not the first driver ever to do that, and I guarantee he will not be the last. As our points leader, Adam Gardner, trying to take a look down to the inside of Kevin Powell, just not quite able to make that move just yet. So we ride along here with Adam Gardner. As Mike Leftwich, our first driver to make his way down onto pit road, and here comes Gardner taking a look down to the inside. Kevin Powell almost able to make that move. Gardner able to get such a run off the corner, but just not able to do anything with it right now. This time, though, Gardner's going to get a good run down into the corner. He's going to take over. Oh, they're still side by side. I take that back. I thought he was going to easily take over that position, but we see Powell fighting back on the high side. Now Steve Gerber, Daniel Wilkerson both make their way down onto pit road. And green flag pit stops have begun. On the screen, you'll see who's on pit road. The initials of the last lane will be there. If you see the flashing pit, that means they're making their way onto into their pit stall. When the pit glows solid red, it means they're currently stationary in their pit stall. That'll change to a number when the pit stop is complete to show their total time sitting in their pits. 15.3 for Wilkerson, 15.1 for Gerber. And that counting timer is how long they spent completely on pit road. And Adam Gardner makes his way around Tyler Millette to take over that fifth spot. Jonathan Jennings now out into almost a 1 second lead, 0.9 over Chris Leftwich, who continues to run back in second. That's what almost 1 second looks like on the racetrack. Then Justin McMahon, a second and a half behind Leftwich. More drivers are coming down on the pit road. Ricky Montgomery. Oh, Daniel Wilkerson coming down pit road. Looks like he might have had a penalty. Or something happened where he's back on pit road getting more service done. So I don't know if maybe that truck didn't take fuel. Doesn't look like he's getting tires done, so he could be having a stop and go penalty here. Or he could be trying to get some service done that was not done during his pit stop. So a tough break for Daniel Wilkerson. Going to lose a ton of positions being stationary on pit road. So we see Jonathan Jennings making his way through some lap traffic, getting around the 14 of Jeffrey Engel. who runs back in the 16th position. So now only 15 drivers on pit road, as Kevin Haas, Kevin Brown, both on pit road. Daniel Wilkerson on pit road for 45 seconds, or in a stall for 45 seconds, tells me that he probably had a speeding penalty or an unsafe pit exit penalty. As the 91 of Jennings works on the 44 of Samia. And Mike Samia is going to easily let that 91 right on by. A little further back, we see Steve Gerber currently in the 15th position, getting around. I believe that's Kevin Haas for position there. Now Jonathan Jennings on pit road. Our leader peels off and hits pit road, along with Christopher Simon, Tyler Millette, Ricky Williams, all on pit road as well. Chris Leftwich making his way down onto pit road. He's got, I believe that's the 117 of Leclerc right in front of him. Oh, almost some contact. Justin McMahon and Gary Clune also on pit road at the same time. Michael Dow right in front of these drivers in that green Gatorade machine. As the 117 is going to make his way to the pit side. Normally you'd want these drivers to stay all the way to the right like you see Chris Leftwich, Justin McMahon doing, but when you're pitting towards the back of the field, it's okay to be a little more to the left here, as Adam Gardner now continues to stay out. And we know Gardner likes to run these strategies. He likes to run that fuel all the way out. Jonathan Jennings just makes his way off of pit road. And we're seeing that out of the 56 yet again. So he's now tucked down on the bottom of the track. I believe he'll probably be coming down pit road this time. And yep, you see him peel down onto pit road. The speed starts right there. And it feels like you're crawling down pit road when you've been on track doing 170 miles an hour. As here comes Steve Gerber, who's going to take over the lead. That's also going to cycle through pit stops completely. So Steve Gerber out in front of Jonathan Jennings by 3.5 seconds. And we talked about it earlier, how much tires mean a difference here, and that shows just how much those tires mean, as Gerber was able to get way out in front of Jonathan Jennings. Unfortunately, Jennings on much fresher tires, almost 10 laps newer, and he is quickly running down that 8 machine. As we can pull up the exact time between these two drivers. And you can see just how quickly Jennings is running down Steve Gerber. They're now at 2 seconds, and that interval is coming down ever so quickly as we are just past halfway. A little further back, there's a bit of a battle as Justin McMahon just went around Christopher Simon, take over the 4th position. Simon, another driver, came down a couple laps earlier. Another driver looks like had some issues on pit road. That was the 44 of Michael Samia, currently being scored in the 18th position. Ricky Montgomery getting passed by Ricky Williams in the 10. Got the 33 of Kevin Brown right behind as well. It's a battle for 10th, 11th, and 12th. How about that? Steve Gerber has a mirror full of the 91 of Jonathan Jennings, and you see the difference in speed that 91 is carrying. Takes a look down to the inside, and lap traffic prevents the 91 from making a move here. So Steve Gerber catching the lap traffic in the right spot. Chris Leftwich now right back in this party as well. As Gerber's going to let Jennings and Leftwich right on by. He's going to tuck into the third position. Jonathan Jennings retakes the lead. Chris Leftwich right there trying to get that lead back. As we are quickly approaching 25 laps to go. And Jonathan Jennings back out in front with Christopher Leftwich trying to run him down. So we've seen these drivers go about 40. The longest run we've seen out of anybody is Adam Gardner at 44 laps. So unless Gardner's able to pull his typical fuel mileage savings here, everybody's going to have to come down pit road one more time. Although with Adam Gardner really running this one out as long as he did, there's a possibility he might be able to save enough fuel to make it to the end. As Eddie Rivers is back down on pit road. Further back, Steve Gerber getting passed by Christopher Simon. Also, we see the 93 of, I'm sorry, that's the 14 of Jeffrey Engel, who is a couple laps down right there behind. So Steve Gerber losing another position to Christopher Simon. Also a little battle back here. A couple countrymen. Richard Leclerc and Mark Dumont, both battling with each other. A couple Canadians back in 14th and 15th. Representing our neighbors to the north. Back up front, though, it's all Jonathan Jennings. Out in front of Chris Leftwich, and Leftwich just not able to run him down like he was able to in the first run. Leftwich now starting to slow down a little bit. Last time by, Jennings ran a 23:17. Chris Leftwich ran a 24:23, so 24:19 that time by for Jennings and a 24:33 for Leftwich, so just a little bit slower. Leftwich is, could be trying to save some tires right now. You see Jennings lap after lap pulling away from the two of Chris Leftwich, but going the other way, Justin McMahon's also picked up the pace, and he's slowly closing in on Leftwich. Right now, the interval between McMahon and Leftwich is 1.7 seconds, so McMahon currently on a tear, trying to get himself back up towards the front, and That's the 3-car battle, top 3 right now, where everybody's running, and right now Leftwich having to deal with some lap traffic, while Jonathan Jennings is out in clear air, just pulling away. On the Twitch chat, we've got Lindsey Vixen saying go 14. And that is the 14 of Jeffrey Engel. Jeffrey, though, unfortunately having some issues on pit road. Currently sees himself back in the 20th position. He is being scored, I believe, 4 laps down. A little battle heating up here between Steve Gerber and Kevin Powell right behind Jeffrey Engel. As here goes the 93 down to the inside. Ooh, Gerber caught the wall just a little bit. He bounces off the wall, catches it again. That's going to kill his momentum. That allows the 117 of Leclerc to go on by, who is 1 lap down. And Chris Leftwich makes his way down onto pit road. So our first group of leaders to come down pit road. You see Eddie Rivers still on pit road right now. So you see just how much time you lose on pit road. Chris Leftwich just lost 1 lap coming down pit road. Kevin Brown also coming down onto pit road. Steve Gerber down on the pit road as well. Bunch of drivers. Everybody's coming down pit road one by one, but Jonathan Jennings stays out. Now Chris Leftwich being 2 laps down. See, Leftwich just came off of pit road. Jennings was able to get right on by, so losing 2 laps on a pit stop here. If the yellow was to come out, these drivers would be in a ton of trouble. Here comes Jennings, though. Now he's going to make his way down on the pit road. And new leader of the race, the 20 of Justin McMahon. Kevin Powell, Tyler Millette, Steve Gerber, Kevin Haas, Gary Kloon, Jeffrey Engel all on pit road right now as well. And I have a strong feeling that Adam Gardner is not going to pit again this race. We saw him run 44 laps on the first run. Another 44 laps would put him on lap 88 of 90. Can he save 2 laps of fuel? That's the question. If anybody can save fuel, it's Adam Gardner. As here comes Justin McMahon down on the pit road. That's going to surrender the lead. Nope. Christopher Simon on pit road as well. That's going to surrender the lead to Ricky Williams. Alonso Williams comes down pit road this time. Looks like he is going to stay out. So Ricky Williams is going to take over the lead as they come across the stripe. And that's great sportsmanship. Lindsey Vixen says, good luck everyone, all great drivers. And I agree. This is probably the best group of drivers that I've ever announced here on iRacing. The cleanest group of drivers I've ever announced here on iRacing. Because we're racing at Dover. There's 20 laps to go, and we have yet to see a caution here tonight. Not trying to jinx it, but typically at Dover, it's not a track where you see long green flag runs. But tonight, that is exactly what we're seeing. As Ricky Williams continues the lead here over Adam Gardner by 1.5 seconds. And Richard Leclerc now making his way down onto pit road. So that leaves just 3 drivers left to pit. The 10 of Ricky Williams, the 56 of Adam Gardner, and the 50 of Michael Dow, all yet to pit on this cycle. Ricky Williams was last on pit road on lap 41. Michael Dow also last on pit road on lap 41. Adam Gardner, though, stretched it to 44. As it looks like Ricky Williams might be making his way down onto pit road this time. As I lied, and he continues to stay out on track. Usually when a driver goes down to the inside on the backstretch, that's an indicator that the driver is going to be pulling down on the pit road. Although Ricky Williams is holding up a ton of drivers. You see the 91 of Gerber. I'm sorry, the 91 of Jonathan Jennings. A little impatient there trying to get through. There goes Gary Amio and Gary Clune. Those drivers all getting their laps back. And that's why Jennings was in such a hurry, because right now Chris Leftwich is out in front of Jennings by almost 2 seconds. And he lost a ton of time trying to run down that 13 machine, as now Ricky Williams has made his way down on the pit road. That's going to give the lead to the 56 of Adam Gardner. Gardner out there on old tires, low fuel load. 15 laps to go. Can he stretch it to the end of the race? We see McMahon trying to get around to get his lap back, and he will. So that's going to put 5 trucks back on the lead lap. Adam Gardner's gotten the points lead here with his bold strategies, rolling the dice. It looks like that is what he's trying to do yet again here tonight. See the 10 of Ricky Williams trying to get back by it as well. Gardner rolled the dice to get the win in Las Vegas. Again last week, won at Texas. Looking to get his 3rd win of the season. As now everybody's been down pit road except for Gardner. Chris Leftwich runs back in 2nd. He is 15 seconds behind as we are coming to 10 laps to go. Right along with Gardner, and we can hear just how little he's using the throttle here. Trying to save as much fuel as he can. Early off the gas, gingerly back onto it. And that's how you save fuel here at Dover Speedway, or really any track. But can he hold on for 8 more laps here at Dover Downs, Dover International Speedway? 7.5 miles separate Adam Gardner from his 3rd win of the season. Jonathan Jennings has now just gotten around Chris Leftwich. So Jennings now into the 2nd position, and he's hoping that Gardner runs out of fuel. As Jennings is trying to deal with the 44 of Mike Samia. Lap after lap, though, Adam Gardner, last time by, ran a 25.3. Jonathan Jennings ran a 24.3. So it's 6 laps to go in the interval 10 seconds. Jennings is not going to catch the 56 with the pace that both drivers are running right now. The only thing that Jennings can hope for as Gardner runs out of fuel. Just 5 laps to go here at Dover. And Jennings is coming quickly. He knows that Gardner is close on fuel, and he's got to do everything he can to try to get there in these closing 4 miles. Eight seconds separates Gardner from Jennings. Gardner's just hoping that there's just enough fuel left in that fuel line to make it back around. We have just 3 laps to go here at the Monster Mile. Adam Gardner continuing to stretch that fuel run, rolling the dice to try to get his 3rd win of the season. Only 5 trucks on the lead lap. You see the 93 of Kevin Powell trying to get himself back onto the lead lap as he's going to try to work the outside of Gardner. With just 2 laps to go, Jonathan Jennings is 6 seconds back. As here comes Adam Gardner to the white flag. 1 lap to go from Adam Gardner. Does he have enough fuel to make it around the track one more time? Right behind, we see Steve Gerber, Tyler Millette battling. That is a battle for position right behind him. As Gerber's going to take a look down to the inside. He's going to take that position. Adam Gardner off of turn number 4, stretches the fuel, gambles here just outside the casino in Dover, and gets the win here for his 3rd win of the season in the Doghouse Racing League. Jonathan Jennings going to come home in 2nd. Justin McMahon in the series sponsored, or the race sponsored car, gets around Chris Leftwich and finishes in 3rd. But man, what a wild finish yet again. Adam Gardner stretching the fuel, gambling once again, and getting himself a win. And I don't think he's got enough fuel in that tank to even attempt a burnout. See Justin McMahon coming up and giving a little celebratory, little door bump right there. And Gardner turns it around, and that's all she wrote for the 56. As he's sitting there sputtering on fumes, and yeah, he's going to have to tow that truck back to the garage. But man, what a finish as Adam Gardner gambles yet again for the win. And we're just waiting for those results to pop up on the screen. Adam Gardner gets the win here tonight in the Group 6 Interactive 90. Jonathan Jennings, oh so close, but comes up 2nd. Justin McMahon comes in 3rd. Chris Leftwich and Christopher Simon round out your top 5. Kevin Powell brings it home in 6th. Steve Gerber back in 7th. Tyler Millette, Kevin Haas, and Ricky Williams round out your top 10. Then Mike Samia back in the 11th position. Kevin Brown in 12th. Ricky Montgomery brings it home 13th. Richard Leclerc and Mark Dumont round out your top 15. Gary Clune brings it home 16th. 17th is Michael Dow. Gary O'Meal in 18th. Mike Leftwich 19th. Jeffrey Engel back in 20th. And Daniel Wilkerson and Eddie Rivers both having issues on pit road round out the field here tonight in Dover, Delaware. So we get ready to talk to our top 3 here tonight. Starting with your 3rd place finisher, Justin McMahon. Justin, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Josh.
Man, great run for you yet again tonight. Coming home 3rd. Another great points day for you, but just didn't have enough there for Jonathan and enough fuel to stretch it like Gardner did there. But man, talk about your race, because as usual, it seems like you kind of didn't qualify where you wanted to, kind of hung out there in the middle and just drove your way back up towards the front.
Yeah, the track was a little bit tighter than I would have liked. I don't know. It was good. It's just yeah, like you said, I missed my qualifying. I didn't really start where I wanted to start, and I was trying to save as much tires as I could there for at least like the first 5 to 10 laps, but it didn't really do much. And I lost the lead pack a little bit, so I had to really work back to catch them, and I burned them up just trying to do that. And then coming down pit road, I mean, there was a pile up at the pit entrance, and that kind of slowed me down a little bit more than I wanted to, and it ended up putting me back even further from those guys. So I don't know. All in all, it was a pretty good run.
Yeah, we're talking about how tricky it is to get on pit road and just how tricky this track is all around. Very unique track. One thing I was kind of surprised about is the lack of cautions. I know this league isn't really known for its cautions, but especially a track like Dover, you kind of expect them here. Was it kind of surprising to see this one go green, being that it's Dover?
Yeah, I was expecting at least one. Uh, with it being Dover, like you said, the Monster Mile. They don't call it the Monster Mile for a reason. Um, I was expecting there to be a little bit more chaos, but I guess it just puts in. I guess it just puts in a little bit more strategy and involved with the guys. And if you're not that good at strategy, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to get up there. But I wish mine would have worked a little bit more in my favor, but unfortunately it didn't. And congrats to Adam on the win.
Well, still put the Group 6 interactive car on the podium here tonight in the sponsored race. So before we let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give?
Yeah, you guys for doing the broadcast. Daniel and the boys at Loud Pedal Racing for the team and putting the league together, and of course Group6 Interactive.com for all your website needs, and my buddy Nate Feinberg that owns it. So I think he's watching tonight. So it was good to get it on the podium for him. So hopefully he enjoyed watching that. We didn't get a win, but we'll take it, and check out Group6 Interactive if you need anything done for your website.
For sure. And yeah, I just saw come across the YouTube here. Good job, Justin. Nate. So there you go. He was watching. He congratulated you there on the good finish. So again, congrats on the podium here tonight. Another podium for you, and another good points night for you. And we look forward to seeing what we do next week.
Yeah, thanks, Josh.
Have a great night.
You too.
So as your third place finisher, Justin McMahon. Let's bring in your second place finish here tonight. The driver of the 91 machine, Jonathan Jennings. Jonathan, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Man, a great run for you here tonight, but it looked like a little bit of strategy not working out in your favor with Gardner able to stretch it there. But also, it seemed like you got a little frustrated with the lap traffic getting in your way, trying to run people down. Talk us through the race there, especially trying to navigate through that lap traffic.
It's a few guys was kind of um, in the way, but for the most part, most of them got out of the way. And I mean, it was fun battling with Chris there. Race me clean, so nothing wrong. Uh, it's not a fuel saver.
I know it's so hard to save tires and save fuel here at Dover. And I'm going to ask you the same question I just asked McMahon a moment ago. It's Dover. Typically at Dover, you expect at least one caution here tonight. I know it's a very clean series, but are you kind of surprised that the caution didn't at least fly once here tonight?
Yes, I am very surprised. Actually, I don't like cautions, but I was kind of wanting one tonight. But it is what it is. I haven't run many races at Dover, so coming out of here with the top threes fine with me.
Yeah, showed some speed there, especially the long run speed, which you're really known for here. But another great night, but fortunately just lost another one to Gardner on fuel mileage. But a great run for you here tonight, nevertheless. And before we let you go, anyone you want to thank tonight here? Anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, you guys for the broadcast, and Daniel and all the admins for these events they put on, and my teammates for the hard work we do in this series and the next gen.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats. And I know next week's Talladega, it's a bit of a crapshoot, so good luck at the. I'm sure there'll be plenty of chaos ensuing next week at the Super Speedway. So good luck next week, and hope to talk to you again soon.
All right, thank you.
Have a great night.
You too.
Oh, that was our second place finisher, Jonathan Jennings, and let's bring in your winner tonight, bringing home the Scooby Snacks, driver of the 56 machine, Adam Gardner. Adam, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Gotcha.
Man, it seems like anytime we get near a casino racetrack, you seem to gamble on fuel and it works. You did it at Las Vegas and you did it here tonight in Dover. How were you able to stretch as much fuel as you could? Because that was just incredible watching first stretching at 44 laps, and then that would have been, what, 46 laps on the second run there?
Yeah, I told you last week, things just kind of work out for me here. um, I really, I just I paced myself trying to take care of the tires, and I guess the fuel took care of itself at that point. Um, I feel comfortable here just because things just always seem to have a way of working out at this track, and yeah, I'll take it.
Well, your third win of the season, extending your points lead. Took over the points lead last week with a win. You go back to back here in the trucks. How do you like your chances of a three-peat at Talladega next week?
Well, that depends. I see this week I'm the only one that commented the Scooby Snacks. I said last week I wanted to see some more in the week, more this week. I mean, I'm trying to appeal to people out here, but I don't know. Do we have to go for 3 in a row, or do we have to go back to the other way? But yeah, no, it's Dega. It's more about luck than anything else there this week. If it's any indication, I lost iRating in every race I entered in officials this week while they were at Dega. So as far as that goes, it probably wasn't the smartest of ideas. But maybe in the other side, it got all the bad juju out of the way. So time for some good luck tonight.
There you go. And you tie Jonathan Jennings with 3 wins on the season. So congratulations for that. Having another great run here tonight. Like I said, gambling around these casinos. You might want to go play the lotto tonight as well. So
yeah, you never know. Honestly, I wasn't sure. I thought he was going to catch me, though. I think fuel factor aside, give it a couple more laps, he would have been there just because of the fall off. But yeah, talk about getting that just right. Right as I was coming by the R and Dover, just before the line, it sputtered. And it was like, thank God I don't have to go another lap.
Yeah, we were talking about that here. I was wondering how much you had there in the tank and if you were going to hold off. But, man, another great run here for you tonight. Good luck again next week at Talladega. But before we let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
First and foremost, got to thank the wife. Like every week, she lets me get on here and play and have fun, and I really enjoy myself. I'm going to bump the fans up to number 2, everybody that's watching, but that means I expect to see at least one person step up next week. So I want to get some interaction in here, get the people watching involved, and let's have some fun for the rest of the season. Thank you guys for bringing it to all the people watching. Daniel for putting them together. Everybody that comes out and runs here each week. And thank Justin's guys, Group 6, for going ahead and stepping up to sponsor. And yeah. Good night.
Well, awesome. Again, awesome night tonight. Going back to back. Looking for the three-peat next week, and we look forward to seeing what you can do at the big Super Speedway. So good luck next week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
Have a great night.
You too.
So there's your race winner, Adam Gardner, going back to back here in the Doghouse Racing League. I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Again, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch, don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know when we go live anytime here on Intensity Broadcasting. Also, we want to thank our race sponsor here tonight, Group6 Interactive, which is a full-service digital marketing agency servicing clients in Rutland, Vermont, and beyond. Group6 Interactive puts a diverse team of experts at your disposal for all your branding and marketing needs. They can assist with web development, graphic design, pay-per-click advertising, website design, content marketing, and anything else you need to boost your online presence. Visit Group6 Interactive for more information. And you can click the link below down in the description to access their website directly. Also, don't forget to check out our other great partners, including the Butt Kicker for all your gaming haptics needs. Check out thebuttkicker.com. For all your iRacing setups and coaching needs, check out EPI or raceepi.com. And of course, for all your intensity swag and to support our man Atman Weiss's racing career, check out intensityracing.com. That's going to do it for us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Again, we do appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight and joining us for these events. And of course, we'll be right back here next week as the Doghouse Racing League takes on the 2.66 Super Speedway, 2.66 mile Super Speedway of Talladega. So we look forward to some Super Speedway drafting racing next week. So join us right back here on Intensity Broadcasting. And again, as our boy Atman Weiss would say, over